16 News now investigates after more than a dozen people have walked away from work release in Elkhart County.
Investigative reporter Carly Lucas digging deeper to find out more about the program and what it means for the community when someone court-ordered to be there stops participating.
Not everyone who starts Elkhart County Community Corrections work release ends up finishing it. After seeing a number of warrants issued for those who stop reporting to the program, I talked to the executive director to find out, is this a concerning trend? What I've learned is that work release isn't just another jail sentence, but an opportunity for those convicted of crimes to get help.
From the start of October into late January, 19 people walked away from work release in Elkhart County. It's something the Community Corrections Executive Director says happens for multiple reasons.
That could just be because they're struggling with their mental health, they're struggling with their substance abuse issues. They're just not ready for our program. And you never know that until they start getting engaged in our program.
In Elkhart County, there are about 70 people on work release, just one of the step-down programs offered by Community Corrections.
We believe that people can be rehabilitated, but we can't do that unless they're on our program, that we can supervise them, we can hold them accountable.
But there's more supervision on work release than other programs.
So when they're sentenced into work release, they live here. So they come in, our building is a secure facility, but it's also free-flowing.
That doesn't mean it's easy.
The community needs to understand what community corrections really is. I think that a lot of people think that we're just an extension of the jail, that coming into work release or community corrections is a cakewalk. And in reality, it's not. I mean, their time has to be accounted for. They have to, we have to watch where they're going. They have to intense treatment.
And not everyone convicted of a crime is eligible.
So we do have a list that it's a definite no. So you're looking at murder and manslaughter and kind of those violent, serious violent felons that are not allowed to be on our program.
However, that doesn't mean those who have walked away from work release haven't committed violent offenses. Of the walkaways 16 Investigates has been tracking, 7 had domestic battery charges in their criminal history.
We've worked really hard to be able to create a program where we can have those individuals within the community, build our trust within our neighborhood and community to say, hey, we understand that, somebody's here because of domestic battery, whether that's a misdemeanor or a low-level felon that does this. We realize that we're going to have to pay closer attention. If they have a victim, if they're in work release, they're going to be on an ankle monitor so that we can make sure that they're not going into a victim exclusion zone.
She tells 16 Investigates that most people who come through Elkhart County Community Corrections are dealing with substance use or mental health issues and trauma.
I mean, addiction is an awful cycle. Mental health is something that somebody deals with for the rest of their life. Nobody ever grows up to say, hey, I think I'll have an addiction issue. Hey, I think I'll grow up and commit a crime. There's always something deeper.
Work release includes free programs aimed at addressing those problems and resources to help people get back on their feet.
If you've got somebody that's been in prison for several years or somebody in jail for several years and they come back out and things have changed dramatically, they're not going to know how to cope.
She says they see more people walking away from work release around the holidays.
So anywhere between mid-October to mid-January, you're going to see more people walk away from the facility. The holidays are just a difficult time for people in general, but those that struggle, it's more so for them, and it's too hard for them to cope and to do what's expected of them in this program.
Most who walked away between the start of October and the end of January had past probation violations, escape charges, or had failed to return to lawful detention previously. But the Community Corrections Executive Director says those earlier violations aren't a factor in determining work release eligibility.
It's not always the first time they get it. It's not the second time that they get it, maybe not even the third time. And it's being able to figure out what is their aha moment that says, this clicks for me, I'm ready to make that full change.
So whether they get through work release their first time in the program or not, Elkhart County Community Corrections is there for them.
These people deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. and provide them every opportunity. And if they choose not to, then that's on them. We can't say that we didn't do our due diligence. They just chose at that moment. And so maybe spending a little bit more time in jail for them to decide, okay, I'm ready to be back out there, I'm ready to do the hard work.
The program aims to help people transition out of incarceration successfully, making for a safer community in the long run.
They are coming back out into society. And so whether they come out in a transitional program, a step-down program, the fact is that we're able to supervise them more intensely and get them intense programming that helps alleviate those issues.
When someone violates their work release program, there is a discipline hearing board that can handle some of those violations in-house. But if they walk away and cannot be reached or located, Elkhart County Community Corrections notifies law enforcement, who will then do a welfare check if there is a victim who could be impacted. Meanwhile, a warrant will be issued for the offender, who will be transported back to the jail upon their arrest. For 16 News Now Investigates, I'm Carly Luca.